I want to show you two people who started with the same potential, the same dreams, and the same 24 hours in their day. But today, one of them is living a life they absolutely love, while the other feels completely stuck and frustrated. The difference isn't talent, luck, or circumstances. It's something much simpler, yet way more powerful. Here's the thing. Every single time you get distracted, your brain needs an average of 23 minutes to fully refocus on what you were doing. One person learned to master their attention, while the other became a slave to distraction. Hey everyone, I'm Jay with Life Next Level. Great to see you here again. I'm here to help you get unstuck from that vicious cycle you're trapped in, where you feel trapped and maybe miserable at times. And I want to help you to grow into a life that you want to live, a life that you love. And what I'm about to share will show you exactly which path you're on right now and why it matters way more than you think. And we're going to start with the parasite that's eating your dreams. But before we dive right in, if you're stuck or looking to grow, or you're striving to live a life you love but struggling somewhere along the way, or if you're anywhere in between, hit that subscribe button, because I'm coming at you every single week with how to go from stuck to unstuck to thriving. So let's dive in and start with the insidious parasite that's eating your dreams. Look, there's a parasite living inside you, right in your daily routine, and it's slowly eating away at everything that you want to achieve, be it work, be it at home, be it starting that business that you want to, getting into that health routine that you want to. Every single thing, this parasite, it's slowly eating away at it. Let me introduce you to Dave. Dave had everything going for him. Big dreams about starting his own business, goals to get in shape and learn new skills. He wanted to write a book, travel more, build deeper relationships. Sound familiar? Dave is basically you and me when we're feeling motivated and ready to change our lives. Here's how Dave's day actually plays out. The alarm goes off at 7 a.m. Before his feet even hit the floor, he's reaching for his phone. It's probably on his nightstand. Just checking the time, right? But there's a notification from Instagram. Then there's a text message. Oh, there's also a news alert about something that happened overnight. 30 minutes later, he's still laying in bed, scrolling through videos of people he doesn't even know. Well, he finally gets up, grabs a coffee, sits down to work on that important project. 5 minutes in, his phone buzzes. It's just a food delivery app letting him know about a sale. He ignores it and keeps working. Another buzz. This time it's LinkedIn. Someone viewed his profile. He opens it really quick. Just a peek. No big deal. 2 hours later, he's watching cooking videos on YouTube. What's he going to make tonight? Here's the thing that Dave doesn't realize. Every single time he switches from his important task to check that notification, his brain pays a massive penalty. Research shows that it takes about 23 minutes to refocus after each interruption. Just think about that. If you check your phone just 5 times during a work session, you've lost nearly 2 hours of productive mental energy to recovery time alone. Distraction works like a parasite. It looks harmless on the surface, sure, but one quick check of social media, one fast scroll through the news, one easy check of a notification. It won't take long, right? But, as all parasites, this parasite feeds, and it feeds on your attention. And attention is the raw material of achievement. Every single minute it consumes is a minute stolen from you building the life you actually want. So, Dave starts feeling frustrated. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. That business idea, still just an idea. The book, still unwritten. He can see his potential. He feels it. He feels there's something there, but he can't seem to make any progress on anything that really matters. And this creates a vicious cycle. The more frustrated Dave gets, the more he craves these quick hits of dopamine that his phone gives him. He's looking for that instant gratification to make himself just feel a little better, especially when he's feeling down in those moments. But each distraction makes him less capable of doing the hard work that would actually solve his problems. You see the conundrum here? Dave isn't lazy. He's not lacking willpower, and he's not lacking talent. He's fighting against a system that's designed to capture his attention and turn it into profit. Tech companies spend billions of dollars hiring neuroscientists and behavioral psychologists to make their apps as addictive as freaking possible. They study how to trigger that dopamine release. They test different notification sounds and colors to see which ones make you pick up your phone faster. Crazy, right? So, don't feel bad. You're literally being targeted to do that. And Dave feels disappointed in himself, of course. He goes to bed each night knowing that he didn't make progress on what really matters to him. He promised himself tomorrow it's going to look different, but tomorrow looks the exact same way as today. The difficult truth is that Dave represents the path that most of us are on without even realizing it. This distracted path that slowly kills potential. You know what I'm talking about, right? It turns dreams into regrets and ambition into frustration. Every single day spent feeding the distraction parasite is another day further from you living the life that you could be living, the life that you want to be living. But there is another path, a completely different path and a completely different way to live. The focused path that changes everything. Now let me show you Mike. Same starting point as Dave. Same potential, same 24 hours in his day. But Mike made a different choice that changed everything. Studies show average focused attention on a screen has dropped to under 50 seconds. Mike understood this and decided to fight back. His alarm goes off at 7 a.m., and here's what he doesn't do. He doesn't reach for his phone on the nightstand, or wherever it may be in bed with him. I don't know about you, but that was a huge problem for me. I'm going to give you a call to action right now. I dare you. I double dog dare you to not reach for your phone when you wake up tomorrow first thing. I dare you. I'm telling you, not reaching for my phone made such a dramatic difference for me every morning. It's a must do. Anyway, topic for another day. Back to Mike. Mike's phone stays completely off for the first hour of his day. Instead, he gets up, makes coffee, and spends 15 minutes writing down his 3 most important tasks of the day. He knows exactly what he wants to accomplish before the world starts demanding his attention, which if you pick up your phone in bed, is instantly. This creates what I like to call a buffer zone. Mike starts his day with intention instead of reaction, and that, my friends, is huge. He sets his priorities before anything else gets to set them. Neuroscience tells us morning focus peaks around 10 a.m., so keeping his phone off until 8 a.m. is a smart hack that works with your brain instead of against it. By the time you turn his phone, on, he already knows what matters most for the day. And it's a great way to start your day. Mike has digital boundaries. He checks messages at intervals, 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 5 p.m. That's it. His phone notifications are turned off for everything except actual emergencies. No food delivery apps, no social media alerts, no news updates. He treats every single notification like an interruption because that's exactly what it is, a huge interruption. And I'm telling you, you can be notified by something in 5 minutes if you want to be. Phones are crazy. I love them, but they're crazy. Here's how Mike thinks about his attention. He sees it as his most valuable resource. More valuable than money, more valuable than time. Because attention is what turns time into results. He guards his attention like a bodyguard protects a celebrity. He invests it carefully in things that actually move him from point A to point B, forward. This focused approach creates a compound effect. Every single day, Mike makes small improvements, maybe just small. He spends 30 minutes learning a new skill instead of scrolling through videos. He has real conversations with people instead of liking their posts. He works on his business idea instead of watching other people talk about theirs. These small daily gains add up to massive changes over time, over the weeks and months that follow. Mike has literally developed a secret weapon that most people don't have or can't do. He can sit with this discomfort. When he feels the urge to check his phone or avoid a difficult task, he doesn't immediately give in. He takes a pause. He breathes. He reminds himself why his goal matters more than instant relief. This ability to tolerate that discomfort is what separates successful people from everyone else. Mike learned the difference between being busy and being productive. And let me tell you, there's a huge difference. I'm still trying to separate the two, but I understand it. Busy means responding to every email immediately. Productive means working on tasks that actually matter. Mike chooses to focus on output and not activity. So many of us focus on busyness and activity, but is that busyness actually getting us where we want to be? Mostly no. It's just busy work that takes up our day and our mental energy. As Mike sees real progress on his meaningful goals, something amazing happens. His confidence grows. He starts to believe in himself more. He feels satisfied at the end of each day instead of unsatisfied and frustrated because he knows that he moved closer to what he wants. And this snowballs things. It creates positive momentum that makes the next day easier. And hey, he actually looks forward to it. When's the last time you said that? Here's the thing about Mike. He is not superhuman. He doesn't have special powers or unlimited willpower. He simply understands that focus is a skill you can develop through practice, and it's important. Like building a muscle at the gym, you can strengthen your ability to concentrate by using it consistently. Research shows our brains have natural focus rhythms that peak midday for most of us. And Mike learned to work with these patterns instead of fighting against them. Mike's life looks completely different now. He's growing intentionally instead of randomly. And hey, the random growth can happen. I know a lot of people are just sitting out there hoping to randomly grow. It doesn't happen often. So Mike is growing intentionally. His relationships are deeper because he actually gives people his full attention. Instead of you go sit at a bar or a restaurant now and everyone's talking to each other while scrolling. No attention there, man. It's crazy. And he feels genuinely fulfilled because he's creating a life he actually wants instead of just consuming other people's content and feeling jealous or upset because he wants to be where they are. The gap between Dave and Mike started with small daily choices, and it wasn't much at the beginning. But over time, those choices created two completely different lives. One filled with frustration and regret. The other filled with progress and satisfaction and way more to come. So what exactly did Mike do differently? It comes down to a few very specific strategies that I want to talk to you about that anyone can learn, that you can learn, that I can learn. Let's talk about the 3 shields against distraction. These strategies really work as 3 powerful shields that create a protective barrier around you and your most important work and your goals. And they work synergistically. Shield 1 is the notification audit, the 23-minute shield, we'll call it. Why not? Here's what Mike did. He went through every single app on his phone and put them all into 3 categories. First, essential apps like calls and texts from family. Second, useful apps like maps and banking. Third, entertainment apps like social media and games. Then he turned off notifications for everything except the essential category. Now, this may be different to you depending on what you're doing, your lifestyle, your job, but think about it as you go through them hard. Don't just throw stuff in the essential category. And this might sound extreme, but here's why it matters. Each notification can cost you 23 minutes of productivity, and notifications are becoming more and more. Every single app you have, everything you sign up for wants your phone number. It's crazy. If you want that discount, better give your phone number. So I'd also suggest opting out of emails and text notifications wherever you possibly can, because texts can be important. Maybe you can separate family and friends from notifications that don't matter. However you want to do it. I mean, so let's say you're working on an important project. You're in the zone. You're making real progress. Then all of a sudden your phone buzzes. It's just a food delivery app telling you about a lunch special. Seems harmless enough, right? So here's what actually happens. You pick up your phone to dismiss that notification. Again, no big deal, right? While you're there, you notice a text message. Okay, so you're going to respond to it. Why not? I'll just respond to it for a little, again, take me 10 seconds. Then you see a red notification bubble on Instagram. I'll just take a quick peek. I'm already here. I'm already on my phone. Might as well. 3 hours later, you're watching cooking videos and completely forgot your project. Can't get back in the groove. Mike realized that even innocent notifications create this chain reaction. One buzz leads to another distraction. That distraction leads to another. Before you know it, your entire damn day is gone. It's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to you. So Mike became ruthless. He became ruthless about protecting his attention. Shield 2 is environmental design. Mike created physical spaces that make focus easy and distractions hard. This is a game changer. He set a dedicated workspace away from any high traffic areas, no visible TV from his desk, no magazines or books to potentially tempt him, and he puts his phone in another room when doing deep work. Mike also made small changes that had big impacts. He put a water bottle at his desk so he wouldn't need to get up and get distracted by walking into the kitchen. Man, I work from home, and whenever I walk into the kitchen, it's like, I'll start the dishwasher. It's full. I'll grab a snack while I'm out here. Takes 15 minutes, which if I had a water bottle, which I do, but, in this instance, I wouldn't even have to get up. And Mike also used comfortable furniture. I like to stand, but I also have a comfortable chair. He used comfortable furniture so physical discomfort won't become an excuse to stop working and get up and walk around. Research shows that removing visible distractions can reduce task switching by up to 50%. The goal was simple, though. Make focused work the easiest option, the path of least resistance. Remove friction from good habits and add friction to bad ones. When your environment supports your goals, you don't have to rely on willpower alone. And willpower, my friends, is not a limitless source. And Shield 3 is the replacement ritual. Mike learned that removing distractions isn't enough. You need to replace the habit with something better. When he felt the urge to check his phone, he had a specific action ready. Sometimes he would do 10 push-ups. Sometimes he took 3 deep breaths. Sometimes he wrote down one thing he was grateful for, anything to get away from that phone distraction. Habit cue, don't pick up your phone, do something different. Make that a habit. Studies literally show that linking a new distraction cue to a new action can double your chance of sticking with deep work. The key was having a plan before the urge hit. Mike knew that in the moment of temptation, his brain would look for the easiest option, the path of least resistance. So he made sure that the easiest option served his growth instead of feeding his distraction. Here's the thing about willpower. As I talked about a little bit already, it's limited. It runs out during the day, every day. Mike understood this. That's why he built systems that made the right choice automatic or a lot easier. He didn't rely on motivation or on discipline. He created conditions where success was inevitable. These 3 shields, again, work synergistically. They work together like a protective barrier around your most important work. I want you to think for a second about your most important work. What is it? Is it the life that you want to live, that you've wanted to live for 10 years, but you're not there? What is it? What do you want? And protect that. Protect that like it means everything. Because if you're ever going to get there, if you're ever going to get to where you want to get, if you're ever going to get to where you're looking forward to tomorrow, you're looking forward to the morning, you can go to sleep at 8 o'clock because you can't freaking wait for tomorrow. You got to do this. When you implement this stuff, something amazing happens to you, to everything. You stop being someone who fights distraction. You become someone who naturally chooses focus. And the battle, it gets easier because you're not fighting it with willpower alone, because that can be exhausting and near impossible. But here's what it all comes down to. Every single day, you're making a choice between these two paths. You're either feeding the distraction parasite or you're building the focus muscle. There's no neutral ground here. I want you to honestly step back and assess which person you're becoming. Are you Dave, spinning your wheels and feeling frustrated every day? If you're fed up with being Dave, build your first shield today. I want to tell you, if you're Dave, you're never getting out of that vicious cycle unless you make a change, unless you make an intentional change to get out of it. Distraction is now the new norm. Everybody's distracted. We got to get out of this. So today, start with just one shield. I want you to be honest with yourself too. Are you Dave? Because most people are. I know I am sometimes. I'm fighting that battle every day. Start with just one shield. Pick that notification audit, the environmental design, or the replacement ritual. Start with one. Remember, only about half of interruptive technology is essential. I would say less. Walk away from the rest and reclaim your focus. Watch how it transforms your ability to create the life you actually want. Jay signing off. I appreciate you tuning in today. Hey, if you enjoyed this, share it with someone else if you think they need it. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a message in the comments. I'll try to get out and read them all. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great day. Remember, be like Mike.